Hey there. So I've decided to make this talking practice my non negotiable, the thing that I do every day for 30 minutes. And this is an experiment. I don't want to make it as a torture or a prison. So I have this idea that talking in front of the camera about things that I care or I like or I would like to try or any important things that I want to share can be helpful and it may be very 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 fruitful and interesting and fun for me to do and stimulate growth. So I decided to try to set this non-negotiable. So it doesn't matter whatever happens during the day. Every day I sit in front of the camera and I record a video where I talk about the things that I care, or I take a book that I'm currently reading, and I pick a highlight that I made in that book, and I read this highlight, I review it, analyze, think about it, and and that's it. So this is just a continuation of the talking practice that I had. So it's just the non-negotiableness of it. Well, which is just a new for me way to say that I'm gonna do this consistently, and here are the constraints or the rules for the consistency. So it's 30 minutes per day and every day. And I am not going to edit these videos as much. So maybe I will, as always, I'll cut off the beginning where I set up this microphone and the camera, and the end, and that's it. So I want to make sure that this practice is I want to make sure that starting the recording and sitting here and talking for 30 minutes, or not talking, or remaining silent and thinking or finding or letting myself to find what I want to say next, and giving myself enough time or something like that. Okay, now, oh, great, great. Now it's moving. So I will probably need to recharge the audio because it is. Oh, this is awful. But okay, so I view myself as an experimenter, and this is how how this approach I'm trying to adopt in my life. I'm trying to. mm, I'm trying to be an experimenter and to find new and interesting things that I would like to try and see how they will play out. For example, this recording is one of my experiments. So I don't know how it plays out. I don't know where I would go or where it would lead me, and well, and where I end up recording these videos, and what things I gain or not gain or lose from doing that. But it's new for me. It is there. It's quite challenging to record these videos and especially use English language, the English language for that. But still, it's interesting. So if I can't test something or replicate results in a messy reality of everyday life, I'm not interested. Everything in these pages has been vetted. What's vetted? I has been vetted, explored, and applied to my own life in some fashion. I've used dozens of these tactics and philosophies in high stakes negotiations, high risk environments, or large business dealings. The lessons have made me millions of dollars and saved me years of wasted effort and frustration. They work when you need them most. So this is an interesting paragraph for me. It kind of implicitly he promises something. So he, like, in this way of describing or presenting information. So there are many books full of interviews. This is different. So he differentiates the gives the differentiation of the book, and he doesn't add any kind of positive or negative explicit score or mark for sign for this book. He just said this book is different because I don't view myself as an interviewer. I view myself as an experimenter. So okay, those books are full of interviews. They are more theoretical. This book is practical, and so which is for his audience. I would assume that it's better. They like, oh, we like it, me myself. I like more practical things, and he's like, if I can test something or replicate the mass reality, blah blah blah. Everything in these pages has been vetted, explored, and applied to my own life in some fashion. So not not precisely all that, not accurately, not precisely everything, not 100%, but in some fashion. And for example, writing a book about these things that he found in the book is an application of them, exploration, vetted, explored, and applied to his own life in some fashion. Because when you write a book about something, you applied that something to your life because you have a book with this applied to your life. So it's a vague statement in some fashion. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he applied those things in certain situations, in many situations, enough, I would say, or with having enough of contact with those. I've used dozens of these tactics and philosophies in high-stake negotiations, high-risk environments, or large business dealings. The lessons have made. Oh, this part is so. First of all, but what I do like is that he says that I've used dozens of these tactics. He didn't say here, or doesn't say here, which ones, but in general, okay, some of these tactics in high stakes negotiations, high risk environments, or large business dealings. So in several interesting areas. The lessons have made me millions of dollars and saved me years of wasted effort and frustration. This is an implicit promise. I see that, okay, they have given me these results. And so probably you could have similar results too if you would apply these tactics and philosophies. Okay, so let's go to the next quote. This is where I stopped. So there is a chapter called What Makes These People Different. And it starts with a quote, "Judge a man by his questions rather than his answers," by Pierre-Marc Gaston. And I reviewed that. So the one was the first highlighted one was from Peter Thiel. If you have a 10-year plan of how to get somewhere, you should ask, why can't you do this in 6 months? So I talked about this probably in the last practice. So my suggestion is Tim's suggestion is that you spend real time with questions you find most ridiculous in this book. 30 minutes of stream of consciousness journaling could change your life. 30 minutes of stream of conscious journaling. What's that? Okay. On top of that, while the world is a gold mine, you need to go digging in other people's heads to unearth riches. Questions are your pickaxes and competitive advantage. This book will give you an arsenal to choose from. So I really like that part. it's what I am trying to learn right now, is how to ask the right questions. What are the right questions? And how do I ask them? How do I determine the people that I should, how do I find the people that I should ask the right questions? And actually, the questions that I'm asking right now about what are the right questions? How do I find the people to ask those questions? How do I attract them to actually spend time with me? So these things that I'm doing right now, they are also questions. And so this approach, this point of view is new to me, and I haven't mastered it yet. So the point of view is that questions could be my competitive advantage. That with mastering this art of questioning people, the art of questions, I could dramatically improve my life. And Tim Ferriss has a video about questions, maybe on his channel, but maybe I've seen it in some other videos or in videos of some other interviewers. But he has, I've heard this idea from him that about questions and their importance. And so I like, it is new to me. I feel a little lost in this area, but it's like I'm 34, and hey, like, asking questions, like, haven't you mastered it yet? This feels so dumb and so basic to do, like asking questions and mastering this art of asking questions. Like, why haven't I done this before? Well, I didn't think of that as a skill, as a useful and helpful, as a useful skill to master. I naturally asked questions in situations, in some situations where I felt like I want to ask a question, but deliberately, consciously figuring out how to what do I want to learn? What questions should I ask? Whom should I ask? And how do I find those people? I wasn't thinking about that, because some questions I've noticed that some questions I should ask myself. For example, from the one from Steve Bartlett, I've heard, like, the question he asks himself daily is, what am I avoiding right now? This question is brilliant, and I know what I am avoiding right now. I'm avoiding going to the bank and talking to the bank manager about some bank account questions. And because I'm in Spain, it's new to me, and it doesn't, like, I have this resistance because okay, I don't know Spanish, and they probably speak Spanish and don't know English, and I don't want to encounter that. But I need to do this, and it's very important right now for my projects. So I'm avoiding that. Okay, and for today, this talking practice time is over, because I've been talking for the last 33 minutes, And